Well, good rising, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B, and it is 11/11 today. Happy 11/11. Happy 11/11 of 2024. How's everybody doing today? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Earth First, Space Later, Matrix 1, Tony Coriolis, Pimp Moiled My Foreskin, Brandon C., Lord Frybread, Alpine Endeavor, Liz the Iron Maiden, Valley Parks, I am Lone Frog, Low Country checking in. Hey, right on, what's up, Low Country? Lord Frybread, I need company, too much YouTube politics. Oh. YouTube politics, like between content creators or what? Aisling717. Brandon C says, upstate here, I heard there was a Bigfoot sighting here in SC between Columbia and Greenville by some hunter last week. No kidding, Brandon C. Really? Interesting. MS. Hey. Scrotal Xerox, The Accidental Alchemist. Bigfoot, I believe they can transfer using trees. Lord Frybread, you might not be wrong about that. There is something about Bigfoot and trees. I'm up in my out-of-town spot, no work today. Right on, Tony Coriolis, that's cool. Got 11/11 off, nice. MS says, happy 11/11. Please only think of things you want in our world today, especially at 11:11 and 11 seconds. FE Nation, MFT, hey, good to see you. Richard B, hey. PsyOp within a PsyOp. I found something I really want to talk about with you guys. I don't know what to make of it yet. I think algorithms are grouping spiritually minded truthers together. Well, let's talk about it today. No one is talking about my Jupiter picks because they say don't match. I don't know what you mean. Hi, Spicy Sarah. Mental Pancakes. There's Jay, Clayton Jacobs, PK. Does anyone know about channel 312-135-4312? What? Like, that's the YouTube channel name? That's really a horrible YouTube channel name. Oh, the Republican, yeah. Well, it's, you thought, I'm sure we all were like, oh, hopefully once the election's over, all this political stuff will stop coming across my feed. Nope. Now it's all the empty promises. There's all the talk about all the wonderful things that they're going to do once they get Trump in office, once he takes over. He's going to shrink the government. He's going to fix inflation. He's going to make speech free again. He's going to deport all the illegals. He's going to take fluoride out of the water. He's going to ban vaccines. He's going to... What else is he... All the wonderful things he's going to do. All these wonderful things, yes. All these promises we're getting. That's what we got to watch now. All right? The empty promises. I saw my mommy kissing Sasquatch claws. That's pretty funny. Probably one of the monkeys that escaped. Those were small monkeys, though. You can't... You're tripping balls? Oh, interesting. Well, we'll have to talk about that then, MFT. Whatever it is you're talking about. Email me something if you got some links or something you want to talk about. But yeah, those little rhesus macaques or whatever that are loose in South Carolina, apparently they got one of them. The monkeys are just hanging out in the woods by the facility, and they're like, the people there are like trying to lure them back with food or something. Apparently, this is what I read. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get a escaped monkey update. Oh, look at this. 25 of the escaped monkeys of the 43 are captured. 25 monkeys caught, but more still missing after escape from research facility. Look at this little video of all little monkeys, little troop running around back there. Let's see. Oh, it's just music. I'll restart it. Monkeys escape research facility. There they are running in the woods there. The little monkeys. 43 monkeys got loose from the Alpha Genesis primate facility. The monkeys have been spotted, but authorities want people to refrain from poaching them. The company is working to entice them with food. See, they're just trying to get them back with food. Oh, Lord, we don't need to see that. More than half the monkeys that escaped a primate research facility last week in South Carolina have been recaptured, according to the police. Of the 43 monkeys that broke loose from Alpha Genesis, officials managed to recover 25 of them between Saturday and Sunday, leaving 18 of the animals still at large in Yamasee, a small town about 60 miles west of Charleston. Primates are a bare-faced species known as rhesus macaques. Made a break for it Wednesday when a caretaker at the research center failed to lock the doors after a feeding. Since their escape, the monkeys have been spotted in trees among the woods surrounding the 100-acre Alpha Genesis facility. Alpha Genesis, which houses about there's a 5 comma, is that supposed to be 100? 500 monkeys of a variety of species at 2 South Carolina sites for biomedical studies, scientific research, for the animals as young as rhesus macaques females weighing no more than 7 pounds. So definitely they can't be mistaking those for Bigfoot. Hello, Billingtano. Nobody, you gotta see this shit later. I want to link, but I seriously feel like this channel finds you, you don't find it. Well, I don't know what that means, but nothing to see here. While gratitude is a good thing, I think we should think of that which we would like in our world, like soldiers refusing to fight worldwide and quitting their service. They're on a monkey rumspringa. Yeah. Chris Van Maitre, hey, good to see you. He says Trump is going to do what he's told to do, right? Hello. I'm currently watching a medium-sized 8-point buck chasing a doe. Well, it's that time of year. It's that time of year. Oh my gosh, speaking of... So, the other night, Ted and I were sitting on the back porch, and I've told you guys, I live on some acreage, and behind my house is basically lots of woods. So we're sitting there on the back porch, and we see this flashlight coming out of the woods. And I go, Ted, what the hell is that? And we're like, hello? And then we hear this voice, somebody saying, he's yelling something about looking for a deer. And we were all bugged out because nobody is ever back there. Literally, that never, ever, ever happens. In almost a decade of living here, that's never happened. Nobody is ever in the woods. So it really bugged us out. And then the next day I got a text from my neighbor. Oh, I'm sorry, that was me. We were looking for a buck. I guess he shot a buck with a bow. And then the buck took off, and he wasn't able to find it. And so we were helping him look for it. I even got my drone out, and I was trying to look up and down the power line, but we couldn't find it. And it's basically disappeared. He never did say that he found it or anything, so I don't know if he ever did. But yeah. That would, and speaking of Bigfoot, I think it's funny that Bigfoot comes up because when Ted and I were helping my neighbor look for the deer that he lost, I was telling Ted, I was maybe Squatch took it, because that's it's happened before here on this particular property, which I can say for a fact has had Sasquatch activity on it, without a doubt. indubitably, in front of my own eyeballs, multiple times, right? So I know they're around. And then, so anyway, a long time ago, somebody hunted a deer back here, and the deer was never found. It disappeared. Then, the other thing that happened is, whatchamacallit? One day, I was like walking my dog, walking Remy or something out on the road, by the road, and my neighbors came by and they said, "Hey, there was a deer that got hit right here, and we dragged it into your woods, just so you know," right? They were like, "So if you see it, don't freak out. You know, it was hit right here. We just dragged it off into the woods." So I was like, "Okay," and they said it was like a big buck or something, right? So I walk into and the front of my property right there by the road is all pine trees. There's rows of pine trees. Like, it's not thick, hard woods. It's planted pine trees. And the ground is all covered with pine needles, right, on the bottom. So there's no foliage or anything like in there to keep you from seeing what's going on in the pine trees, right? Like, you can see pretty good. So I went into the pine trees where they said they dragged the deer carcass, and it was literally the same day. Like, they said, "Oh yeah, it just happened. We just did it," right? So I go and I look in there, and there's no deer. And I looked for a while. I'm like, yeah, there's no deer here. They said they dragged a big dead deer in here, and there's nothing here. There's like no sign of it at all, anywhere. So I thought that was weird. And then, but then when I was telling Ted about that, I was like, well, maybe the deer didn't die. Maybe it was just knocked out and then it got up and like ran off. But I mean, they seem pretty sure, and they said they had to drag it into the woods. So I don't know. And then now this guy bow hunting a deer, and then it gets lost. And he was like, he kept saying, he's like, "I've never lost a deer. I've never had one not drop maybe more than 30 yards. Because I guess he's pretty good with the bow. He's like, "I've never had one where I didn't find it. And there was like no blood or anything." So, and he said he shot it right at sunset. So who knows? Who knows? Do you have IR on that drone camera? No, I don't. Here's a link to the Very Strange channel. Leave the monkeys alone. They'll evolve. I don't know what rabbit hole this is. Like, what is it about? Pew Pew season starts on 11/15. Yeah, I think it starts here too, but I'm not sure. This time of year, there's always BF reports around 30 minutes northeast of me. Apparently, the sighting was off the Palmetto Trail in or around the Francis Marion Sumter National Forest. Shooting murder hornets. Cami verifies activity, yes. Transfer area around your place, possibly. I will say that most of the activity happens in the leafy season, like in the warm season. In the cold season, it's very, very quiet usually. Not that I've never had anything happen during the winter time, I have, but most of it happens. It could just be that I'm outside more when it's summertime. It could be that they're just more active. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but deer was a skinwalker. Oh no, he said he put an arrow in it. Hey, Lowry. Are you hunting right now, NDB? Hello, Jerome. Bow hunters take their shit very seriously because they know there's no room for error. Yeah, he says he's done it a bunch of times and that he never had one get so far he couldn't find it. And like and then he was even asking us, he's like, can you help us look? And so we helped him, but we never found it. Or I don't know if he ever did. And it was kind of sad too, because he has a little girl, and I guess he's teaching his daughter to hunt, and she was helping him bait the deer and stuff, and watching, checking the trail cams and stuff. And so when he was looking for the deer, he said he went back without the deer. He couldn't find it, and his little girl was like, "Daddy, did you find my buck?" I was like, "Oh, so sweet." Okay, let's see. What is this? What is this, like some sort of avant-garde? Like video? I don't know what this is. It's not binary. This is weird. All the videos just have numbers as titles. What is this weird shit? No wonder you're tripping balls. $806,000 views. 31,000 views. This one's 24 seconds. Let's watch it. Is that all it is? Just weird sounds? This channel has been characterized as a meditation and music channel, which means it has a greater chance to reach out for viewers that are interested in meditation music. We're choosing to be here for a reason. The fuck? I think it's clearly not a coincidence that this channel is recommended to those who are interested in content about personal growth, awakening, and the search for truth. Can someone explain how it works? I don't understand. It was just a weird face graphic. I don't get it. Are they all like this? So, it's just people's scrambled faces and they're saying numbers. This is fucking weird shit, bro. Dude, what is this shit? Is this like an acid trip channel? Yes, but read the comments. I don't get it. Newberry County. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's an experienced bow hunter. I would agree. I would think it's makes more sense to hunt in the morning than at night because it gets dark and it's so hard to find. But he had like arrows that had glowing nocks and stuff, so it's like he had ways to try to find it, but I don't know. MK Ultra shit, says Billingtano. No one's paying attention, watching stupid stuff. There's thousands, all coming from the same perspective of spiritual journey. But why? This video seems to convey a profound message about current social and environmental issues. You know, this is like some weird, like artsy fartsy channel that it's just some weird stuff and everybody's applying their own, look at this one, the channel that brainwashes you. You know, it's like when people make art, like real art, not bullshit art, like real art. You know, it's like, it's different. It can be interpreted any number of ways. You know, like it's just like the Bible. Everyone who reads it is going to get something different from it or see something, you know, see it in their own individual way. And that's like what this is. And then people start reading the comments and I don't know, dude. I don't know. It just seems like weird. Oh, you can watch this shit in 4K? Is this thing brainwashing me right now, watching it? I mean, how do you look at this and get some kind of spiritual freaking message? Or about spiritual growth? Like, how? Trying to pause on random images here and see if anything comes up. I mean, it's a freaking blob. It's a digital blob with weird sounds. I don't get it. This one's got a car. What's this? Is it just the car driving? It is. This is like an acid trip. Come on, butter. It's a fucking acid trip. It's a mushroom trip. Is that it? Then what happens? Oh, then it's a motorcycle with a weird filter. Okay. What's this? So they have like their 360 camera They're taking weird video with it and put it through a weird filter with some strange meditation music. Okay. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know either. Maybe MK Ultra. No thanks if tripping. Maybe it's just a bunch of people on drugs and they think they're having a spiritual journey because they found some video, some trippy ass video with a bunch of other people commenting on it who are also taking hallucinogens. What happened to Zulu? Where's Zulu? What do you mean what happened to Zulu? Did something happen to Zulu? Some people can only hunt after work. This is true. Military Research Channel. It's a remnant of the MK Ultra program, CIA. Funny. He got a couple of strikes and should be back to normal. Oh. The number sequences must mean something? I mean, I don't know. You don't? You don't what? Maybe weirdos use it for divination shrooms first. Acid's way better. Acid's just too intense. The videos are rather uninteresting, honestly. It's about the people gathered there that caught my attention. Oh, well, I don't know. The ancient Chinese believe that you can get spiritual messages under the open, wide, and far sky. From all over there, too. Maybe, I don't know. School project. Most of them sound coherent. They don't know why they're there. I don't know why we're here either. Because these weird freaking videos. Because YouTube pushes weird shit? I don't know. They're 4K and 6K, so stuff like that. And they don't say anything controversial. It's just weird, artsy videos. I mean, I don't know. $806,000 views on this one. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? These are kind of like psychedelic meditation style videos. And, you know, if you look at other, like, there's a bunch of meditation videos on YouTube. Even I watched some of them too. Like, I have a playlist of certain ones that I like, and I play them repeatedly, and they get multiple views from me. You know, because I watch them. And so if somebody wants to put on background, like if you're having a party or something, you could like put this on the TV. You could like put them on a playlist and put it on your TV and have this in the background, and boom, you know, you can rack up thousands of views that way. Have you seen some of the videos that children watch? There'll be like a 12-hour video of a loop of some stupid character that's just walking through some room. And it'll be literally 12 hours of it, and it'll have like millions of views. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know why all these people are commenting here, but I just assume that it would be some sort of like psychedelic sort of weird meditation style channel, and that's it. I don't know. They're too short. Can they solar into YouTube? Late comment, but we know way too much about the world due to hallucinogens. Well, you know, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there. They couldn't succeed with Kamala, so they're trying this mind control to subdue us. That's funny. Like some weird Andy Warhol party in the 60s. Yeah. I mean, I've been to plenty of things where people just put weird shit on the TV just as like background visuals or just something. Like it's part of the decoration. What do I want to do here today? Let's do this. Let's get funky. I don't know. I don't really think there's much of a rabbit hole there. I think it's just YouTube algorithms. I have this theory that most of these algorithms are pushing things in your face to make you waste time. Sounds crazy, I know. But I feel like a lot of these things get pushed because it's useless. It's a time waster, time suck. And they're like, here, waste your time on this, mindless peasant. And then everybody goes, okay, I'll watch it. And everybody's always on a spiritual journey, right? Isn't everybody on a spiritual journey? Bot. Good to hear, Valley. Channel says it started in 2012 and sort of weird video project. I don't know. Maybe that's not sort of the feedback that you were wanting, I don't know, or expecting. I'm just such a... You know me, though. I don't go for anything. Everything that comes across my path, I scrutinize it. I'm like, what is this garbage? Because so many people have brought so much garbage over the years. It's like after Flat Earth, right? It's like you wake up to Flat Earth, your whole paradigm is like destroyed. Right? Uh-oh. YouTube's buffering. YouTube buffering. Your whole paradigm gets destroyed, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go back and re-examine everything. And rightfully so. But it's like such a mind-bending thing that it's like you're like questioning it, literally everything. Even stuff that probably doesn't even need to be questioned because of it, right? And a lot of people, it's like they just started going off the deep end with it, Started saying stuff like there's no forest on Flat Earth. Those aren't trees. The mountains are actually the trees, and the trees are like moss for giants. You know, those mountains aren't actually mountains, they're melted brick buildings. So it's like once, you know, and the tree thing, I did consider it for a while because everybody was so enamored with that video, No Forest on Flat Earth, but realistically, I live surrounded by woods, and out every single window of my house I see trees. So, and I couldn't understand why we just got finished waking up to flat Earth, because the globe lie basically tells you not to trust your senses, or what you see isn't really what you're seeing, you know. But then here comes flat Earth, and now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you can trust your senses. What you're really seeing is really what's happening, you know. And then here comes another video right after we go through all that to say, well, actually, no, that's not what you're seeing. What you think are trees are actually moss, and then the mountains are actually the trees. So you still can't trust anything that you see with your eyes. You know, and it's just such... Like, to me, that was the first infiltration of the Flat Earth movement, was the No Forest on Flat Earth video. That was the first one. There might have been others, but that was the first one that really started derailing everything and sending everybody down to Fantasyland. You know, crazy town. Let's make stuff up about everything now. Land. Take this goy, feed my slaves, ho ho ho. Supposed to make a Facebook profile for who? Am I back? For another Flat Earth High. Yes, Vincent, but see, not everything is going to be like mind-bending, mind-blowing, amazing. Like, not every thing is going to be like that. I mean, think about before Flat Earth. Did we have anything like that? No, not really. It was pretty standard operations. And it's like nobody's satisfied with like living in their just how am I trying to say this? What am I trying to say? It's like they're not okay with accepting, getting past that one lie, which we did, the globe lie, and then just living in that or accepting that, just like, okay, yeah, this is how it is now, right? No, now there's got to be, well, what else? Well, how else can my mind be blown today? Hi, Chicago artist. Hello, Southern Belle. Had PTSD-like symptoms a whole year after the truth. Nice video, sent fantasy, but what about the petrified wood? Is there a mystery there? Probably not. Well, it's funny because... it's funny because, like, we know what petrified wood is, right? We know how to identify petrified wood, right? So it'd be super easy if these things were actually trees. It'd be super easy. It'd be super easy to actually go and get some material from just one of these places. And then, let's see what happens if I do this. To get some material from just one of these places and test it and show, look, man, this is wood. It's petrified wood. It's a giant tree. Like, it'd be super easy to do that. But nobody does it. You know why? Because it's not a freaking giant tree. Or what about the rumors that were going around right after that stupid video came out about Devil's Tower, and how there was some college that did a study on Devil's Tower, and they went and looked for a root system, and oh, they found the root system. Did you remember see that stupid rumor going around for a while? Yet nobody linked to the study. Nobody could say what college it was. Nobody had any sort of actual documentation or detail or anything. And then they still went around and promoted it and pushed it and shared it like it's true. And to this day, people share a picture of that stupid Devil's Tower, which, I mean, it's not stupid, but I just say that because I'm just so frustrated with the same bullshit being churned out over and over with no freaking proof. No, none, no evidence, no proof, nothing. Just stupid memes. And they go, oh, it looks like a tree stump and it must be a tree stump. Or whatever people are claiming about whatever object. You know, or it'll be something somewhere where it's like just some random, or like the elephant rock that's in the ocean, right? The elephant rock in the ocean, where if you look at it from another view, it doesn't even look like a freaking elephant, right? Like it's like not it's only from that one point of view where it actually looks like an elephant, but the other side of it shows no resemblance. It does not continue the form. And they actually altered that rock to look more like an elephant, but nobody even talks about that. They just share it, you know, quote unquote truth seekers. They just share it like as if it's been proven already, like it's the truth, and it's not. It's bullshit. You know? And in doing so, they're starting to push people away. And now I'm starting to see people get their wits back about them, and they're like, yeah, people are getting a little too crazy even for me. I'm distancing myself from this flat earth insanity. Right? Moon rocks, petrified wood. Technically, mountains could be made of old decomposed plant matter plus a lot more. She legit is exactly that. Yeah. Well, yes and no. I mean, the rocks, the way rocks form are a little bit different. There's different types of rocks. There's sediment rocks, where it's like where it's loose material that sat around for so long and through weather and rain and dry and blah, 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 that bonds were created between the little tiny bits of material, and it becomes like one solid piece of rock. Like sandstone is like that. You know, limestone, these types of stones that are like, they're easy to carve. Some bullshit, buddy. We conspiracy theorists are addicted to truth that we make it up from time to time. Exactly. And then people around you start thinking you're insane because now you're just totally making up random stuff and it's not even necessary. It's like those people who are compulsive liars. Like they lie so much, they lie about stuff they don't even need to lie about. You know what I mean? Like they just lie so much, it's just everything has to be a lie, even though it doesn't even really matter. Like there's no point to lie about these things. But they do it anyway. Compulsive liars. But they're like compulsive, you know, storytellers. Or whatever. Oops. You know, it's like, or they're used to getting attention by talking about, you know, flat earth or whatever. And then it's like, okay, so then what? then things kind of mellow out and the excitement wears off, and then what, you need more excitement. But then if you're always looking, if everything's so exciting all the time, then when does it stops becoming special? Information stops becoming, it stops becoming interesting, all of it. If all of it is always so, oh my God, it's like, well, guys are just, I don't know. It's just way out of hand. You know? Like, people just want to say any old bullshit just to get that nod of approval, and yeah, that's truth, man. You want to get a call out from the crowd or whatever. It's just makes everything lose its meaning, lose its value, lose its... If 24/7 hours sun is in Antarctica, what? The root system would stretch for tens, maybe hundreds of miles. It'd be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous. And not only that, but like, think about the size of these trees that would have to be, and then look at any area where how deep is the bedrock. So the trees' roots growing into the bedrock? No, they're not. No, I never saw that college found a root system, because nobody did. It didn't happen. It was a fantasy story. It's like, I feel like, and I don't even know who's starting this stuff. Like, who started that? The channel that made that original video, the No Forest on Flat Earth video that started this whole mountains are giant trees thing. Does anybody know who that was? No. Where's this content creator now? Where are they now? Are they continuing their research on these giant trees? Are they bringing you new information every week about the hidden history of the Titan-sized trees? No, there's a bunch of numpties on YouTube doing it for them. That's why. There's a bunch of clickbait junkies, bullshit artists. Oh my God. Grifters. Who are doing it for them. And meanwhile, whoever injected that bullshit into the flat earth movement's just sitting back laughing. Look at them all. They all think mountains are trees now. Nobody will listen to them about flat earth. Look at how stupid they all look. Oh, look at them. They think that these mountains are titans now. Holy crap. I could have never... How'd they do that? It's like they unleashed this mind virus and everybody just spread it around for them because YouTube was pushing those algorithms, right? Oh, here, we won't push the people who talk about, you know, the flat earth channels that actually talk about truth or that actually want people to learn and wake up. No, we're going to push the ones over here that don't really talk about flat earth, but they talk about all this other stuff. And it's a great distraction from flat earthers, and it makes them look stupid. Congratulations. So like in the same way that when you were a globie, you defended the globe without any evidence, now you're defending bullshit stories, fantasy stories, because you think someone who's a flat earther told you about it, right? And why would they lie? They wouldn't lie. They're always after truth. Anybody who talks about flat earth is only after truth. So clearly their bullshit must be perpetuated. You know? Yet the original originators, where are they? Where are they? Where are they now? That's what I want to know. The originators of the tree bullshit, where are you? Get your ass over here now. Get your ass over here now. Sediment. Crystal caves are formed under zero pressure. Yeah, man. A lot of this stuff, a lot of crystals grow at normal atmospheric pressure. The roots rotted away and left tunnels. Well, where are those tunnels? Oh, taking calls. Tony, I'm sorry. Let me open my... I'm over here playing with makeup and I didn't open my lines yet. Probably CIA. Mom mode. The belief of a molten iron core is Hollywood, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. So there was like some soccer game. There was some soccer game, right? Or football in Amsterdam, and like one of the team, and then it was like the Israeli football club or whatever, and they all started rioting and, you know, beating the shit out of each other. Good times. See, it's not just Americans who go stupid over sports. That's historically a European thing as well. Because of football! Oops, hold on, I got my wires crossed. Ah! Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen B. Tony Coriolis. Do I sound all right today?
Yes, you do. You sound very clear.
Okay, perfect. So I'm up here in my out-of-town spot, and there is, like, no phone service, but surprisingly, the stream's coming in good. So I got my Bluetooth in, and I walked away, and the call's coming through fine, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah. But I did want to say, so you know how that one girl who won the golden ticket for the final experiment, she's on Clubhouse, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really think I like that Clubhouse setup because it's not really like a show like this is. Like, you're running the show, and you're a straight shooter, Karen. That's why we're all here. We all like you. But over there, it's kind of just everyone talking about whatever they want, and sometimes you're just sitting there and no one's talking. So I'll chime up a couple times, and one time where I, like, kind of steered the conversation over there, one guy had his profile picture of, you know, looking like a giant tree that got cut down. So I just said, hey, what does that guy think on that? You know, does he think that's a rock that grew like that, or does he think that's a tree? And then the guy was, of course, of the camp of that was a biblical tree. So we were just kind of talking a little bit over there, and I just kind of tried to say, you know, since I come around here, I at least know you saying the thing about the crystals growing with their flat top, and not all crystals look crystally. You know, there are crystals that are not what you'd think of as just a crystal. Mm-hmm. But they were not hearing it at all. They did not like me even kind of saying that, and it kind of ended on them saying that Oh no, Devil's Tower. They did find a root system underneath. Exactly, and I just love that you brought that up. Because yeah, that's BS.
Total BS. They're just making stuff up, and then does anybody even want proof of that, or they're just like, yeah, man, sounds cool.
Exactly. They're all leaning tree, and then since then, I've now hopped back in a couple times. Now they don't give me a mic anymore. They don't invite me up, but whatever. I didn't really like the clubhouse anyways. But okay, so that's just one little thing that we did discuss here. So I just wanted to bring that up. But then also, how I said in my last call about the Chinese zodiac, like the second new moon is what they go off of to kick off the snake year.
Mm-hmm.
So I did look up. It says that the new moon day is December 30th. But then it still says second new moon is January 29th. So that's when the snake year starts then. I was thinking, is it maybe that it goes off of, like, is the second new moon after the winter solstice? Could be. I'm not sure. I've tried to kind of Google it. I couldn't find anything.
Well, probably because December 20th is the winter solstice, right? So
yeah,
that would be correct. It would be the second new moon after the solstice.
Yes, exactly. So that's just what I was thinking. I think that is the explanation, even though I have not found that anywhere to tell me it's right with that assumption.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that sounds right to me.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me too. And, I figured I'd check it with a straight shooter like you, Karen B. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I've still been thinking about it, and that's kind of what I think. So, yeah, snake year starting early this year. But I guess not as early as possible. And then one other thing, too. So for Zulu's trivia that he did one on Halloween a couple weeks ago. And he said, how often is it a full moon on Halloween? Do you happen to know the answer to that? I was surprised when I heard it.
How often is it a full moon on Halloween?
Yeah.
I don't know. How often is it a full moon on Halloween?
So he said the answer was 19, like every 19 years. Now I'm kind of lifetime double fact checking Zulu here asking, but is there like a 19-year moon cycle or something is that why it'd be 19 years until another full moon on Halloween?
I think there is something about 19-year cycles. There is something about that. Let's see. Because the Soros cycle, I thought one Soros cycle, or maybe those were not in the 19 or 20 years or something like that. The Metonic cycle. And
I remember around the eclipse time, we were talking about something like that, but I just could not really remember, so I figured I'd ask.
Interesting. Well, Sheeplepedia says there's something called the Metonic cycle. The Metonic cycle, or big long word that I can't pronounce, from ancient Greek, is a period of almost exactly 19 years after which the lunar phases recur at the same time of the year. The recurrence is not perfect, and by precise observation, the Metonic cycle, defined as 235 synodic months, is just 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 58 seconds longer than 19 tropical years. But, yeah, this is...
So pretty much exactly 19, yeah.
Yeah. So there is a 19-year moon cycle. Interesting.
Yeah, I want to look into it all, and I just want to see if there's even a Chinese zodiac that starts earlier than the 29th. When I first saw the 29th, I was like, holy shit, how did they squeeze in the moon before, 2 new moons within that year? But then I found out that, so I'm learning stuff as I go, and I appreciate you taking my calls, and I can call in, and it's easier for me to spit stuff out when I'm talking it out. So I really do appreciate all these, Karen.
Yeah, no problem, and I appreciate you calling and adding to the conversation. Because you actually bring up interesting things to think about. I
think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure someone else out there has something interesting. Everyone, feel free to call in. It's fun,
It's fun.
Yeah. All right, Karen B, I'm going to split. I'm doing my nothing around here, and then I'm driving back to town later today. So,
all right. Well,
peace out.
All right, enjoy your vacation.
Oh, I definitely will. See you later.
Later. Is Jeranism a glober? No. Jeranism's not a glober. Salute, high score boy. Merman says, I had a dream that one day truthers will verify every piece of info they come across and won't instantly believe a Facebook infographic someday, somehow. Me too. I share this dream with you, Merman. It's the 13th new moon of the year. Well, remember too, we also noticed that, or we've also looked at the moon cycles, and we noticed that, like, because everybody thinks that the moon is, because moon stands for month, right? Or they associate the full moon or the moon cycle with months, and then they go, oh, well, the moon cycle is 28 days, so there should be 13 months in the year, except the moon cycle isn't 28 days. It's like 29 point blah 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 days. And in each year, there will either be 12 full moons and 13 new moons, or 13 full moons and 12 new moons. And it changes every year. So actually, there shouldn't be 13 months in a year, because it doesn't work out. The calendar is a complicated thing, though. Antikythera mechanism. Hi, Stephanie. 3 different moon cycles. Yeah, there's a bunch of different cycles. I mean, you know how numbers are. You can find patterns in numbers if you look hard enough just about anywhere. That's why I don't really like the crazy gematria stuff where they're like, you know, with their 10 different types of gematria and like all. I just it just doesn't really work for me. 19-year cycles of waxing and waning moon. What about the turtle's back? I don't know. Couldn't be bothered to memorize all that. What did I memorize? Emily of New Moon Cycles. The lunar solar calendar, like what the Hebrews have, is literally the best compromise between our solar calendar and a pure lunar calendar. Yeah, I think it works pretty good. But it's like the sun and the moon are both part of the sky clock. So, you know, to me, lunisolar, why would you exclude one or the other? It's all part of the clock, right? So why would you exclude any of it? It's all there for a reason. But what's with the 13-12 and 12-13? Yeah. Yeah, because like if we look up moon calendar, let's look it up right now. See if I can find it. 2024 timeanddate.com. Yeah, this is the best place to look for stuff, right? So you'll see for 2024, we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 full moons. And then look, 13 new moons. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Karen, this is Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. There was a lot of topics that were touched on today that I want to iterate on. First is they can't stand the reality check that's going on. They hate it. they can't stand it because their standardized theories are being challenged, and they don't want to do anything about it. They want to keep it as that normal form.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, remember when you was talking about all of those people that's going on these so-called drug-induced visions?
Mm-hmm.
Those are ancient vision quests that they was trying to study upon for years. They got it from the natives when they go into their little tents and they don't eat for 2 weeks and things like that. They starve themselves to get a spiritual being.
They went fasting.
That, yeah, they have a vision quest when they're doing that. I've learned that from the natives themselves. That's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, the Devil's Towers and things of that nature. I've heard of that room,
Mm-hmm.
but none of us have ever even got close to even sampling it for ourselves. So those people who are close to that Devil's Tower need to go sample it for themselves and not let all the other so-called scientists and archaeologists go grab a piece of that damn thing. It's a big ass rock. If it's a rock, we'll know it's a rock. If it's petrified wood, we'll know it's wood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference.
It is a big difference.
Yeah, exactly. But we're being told by the powers that be that it's a rock. And then these antiquated ass YouTube channels saying that it's wood. So we in the truth industry. I'm gonna say industry because we're all about that business. We're about that truth business. You know what I'm saying? So we need some people close to that truth business to go out there and grab a piece of that damn tree, rock, whatever it is, and have our analysts sample it for themselves. That way we know what the truth is, because we're just getting random shit from random people. We need to do that. That's another thing. And this flat earth theory, I can no longer call it a theory. It's my flat earth concept. It's far beyond a damn theory. And people need to recognize that. It is a concept that we are entitled to learn the truth about the place where we live. That's all I got to say, Karen. I love you, my girl. You already know I do. So we need to investigate these things for ourselves instead of letting people feed us this bullshit on a goddamn rusted platter. Damn, a silver spoon. They're giving us shit from rusted things. So we need to start investigating this shit for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You saying this is this, you saying this is that. Let's go see this shit for ourselves, and we investigate it, and we'll find out our truths for ourselves, because truth is the right thing to go. And I thank you for answering my call. I love you, Karen B. You know you're my queen. And everyone in the chat, do what you need to do in order to do what you want to do. But we need the truth, not anybody's opinions. We need that now more than ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen B. I love you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
No measurable curvature, no measurable motion, no spinning ball in a vacuum. nonprofit business, that's for sure, Valley Parks. Yeah, fasting, I think fasting is part of that whole vision quest thing. And actually, when people do like ayahuasca ceremonies or something, or stuff like that, or like peyote, you're supposed to fast. Now, why do you fast? Because if your body's digesting food, it dilutes the hallucinogen, and it doesn't have as strong as an effect. So if you really want to blast off, don't eat some food. You fast for a while, and then you can really go deep within. And there is something about fasting. It does really help your mental acuity. It increases energy. Like anytime that I've ever fasted, you know, it's always been a positive experience. I never regret fasting. Sometimes it's hard, but there's something to it. Hi, Patricia Steer. A nonprofit, that's funny. Fasting till the vision comes. Why every religion has its own calendar. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can make the calendar any sort of format you want. Just keep tweaking it till the numbers fit. All stoners who are serious fast before a trip. That's funny. Fasting makes me feel light, more spiritually connected, more clever even. It's like all the gunk of your psyche is sloughed off. Yeah. Because your body's always trying to get rid of anything that's non-self, right? It's digesting, it's excreting, you know, it's constantly cleaning itself out. And when you fast, you stop taking in all types of food, and you're just drinking water, hopefully clean water with no fluoride. And so your body's able to expel everything, get rid of everything that is non-self. And it starts to heal certain things, you know, it starts to work on stuff. It's weird too, because whenever it's like, I need less sleep when I'm fasting. And I'll be like heightened energy levels, which is, it's really kind of counterintuitive to what you think you would feel if you stop eating food, right? That you're going to get weak and all this horrible stuff is going to happen if you don't eat food, but actually it's not like that at all. Hey, Nathan Reed. Never did peyote buttons. I've never done peyote buttons either. I would like to, though. Ever since I saw Young Guns, I've wanted to try peyote. Have you ever fasted, then donate blood, and then drank heavily? No! I actually don't donate blood. I've never donated blood, actually. Never. They probably would like to have some of my blood, though, but no. We're in the spirit world, asshole. I know, right, NDB? That's so funny. That's right. We're in the spirit world, asshole. Compare it to mushrooms. That makes sense. You know, somebody was saying acid is the best. I'm telling you, I dropped a lot of acid when I was younger. A lot. I don't really care to ever do acid ever again. It's super intense. It lasts a very long time. I like mushrooms because it's not as intense, it doesn't last as long, and it doesn't give you that weird hangover. That weird acid hangover. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Anybody here who used to drop acid? Know what I'm talking about? The acid hangover? We feel all weird and yucky. Ugh. I didn't like that. Nathan says he did peyote in the 70s. It was okay. I liked acid and MDA back then more though, yeah. I miss acid so much. I did a lot of acid too when I was younger. Yeah. Dropped a lot of acid. Right? I did see some trippy stuff on acid though. Tell you what, the visuals are intense. But it's like you can also get visuals with like DMT and it only lasts a few minutes. So you're not like for hours and hours like, oh, what the fuck? I just can't handle that anymore. I mean hours. For hours. Just sitting there seeing all kinds of crazy shit go on that isn't there. Hours. Yeah, I don't need to be doing that anymore. I put microdot in your eye a few times. What's that? You never done hallucinations recreationally? Boy, I used to hallucinate recreationally as much as I possibly could. When on mushrooms you can see the earth breathe. Yeah. Yeah, my friend's brother traveled with the Grateful Dead. Yeah, see, I used to go to the parking lot in the Grateful Dead shows at the Shoreline Amphitheater in the Bay Area. Anybody who listening who knows about that? Yep, I was there. Getting shots of wild turkey for pocket change and dropping acid. At this age or time of my life, I would need to dedicate a whole week to a single tab, right? I've been tripping balls. Or you could just go watch that channel. That weird channel. Oh my gosh. I just, yeah, I'm beyond all that now. Acid feels gross. Yeah. So funny. Anyway, so yeah, there is a 19-year moon cycle. Interesting. Tropical year. Metonic calendar, a type of lunisolar calendar. There are 12 years of 12 lunar months and 7 years of 13 lunar months. Interesting. So here's 2023, right? So here's full moon, here's new moon. So new moon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 new moons of 2023. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 full moons, right? And then now, this year, it's changed. It's 13 new moons and then 12 full moons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 full moons. So what was it 2022? Was it flip-flopped then? Let's see. 2022 was 13 new moons and 12 full moons. Yeah, so it seems like every other year it changes. That's 2024, so 2025 should then have 13 full moons and 12 new moons. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look at this! It's even. There's 12 new moons and 12 full moons in 2025. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new moons, and then full moons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, this is weird because now it's even. 2025 is 12 new moons and 12 full moons. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, everybody who says there should be 13 months in a year. Explain that one. We gonna have this moon talk now? Hey, it's the guy who thinks we live on the moon. You're the guy who thinks we live on the moon, right? Hilarious. I'm talking about moon phases, though. New moon and full moon. I'm not talking about the features of the moon. Ayahuasca retreats every fall. Your daughter does that, Nathan? What's up? Hook us up. I want to go on an ayahuasca retreat. "13 is for losers." They say if you've done acid more than 3 times, you're considered clinically insane. I remember hearing that, MFT, but I don't think it's true. Because so many of us have done acid way more than 3 times. Way more. Like, if that's true, I'm clinically insane like 100 times over. Earth is moon and moon is earth. You've been doing my homework? Oh, give me a break with that bullshit talk. Next September? Okay. You gotta prepare for that stuff anyway. Yeah, seriously. We'd all be insane. That's what I'm saying, Zach. Same here. Be like 100 times over clinically insane. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather do ayahuasca at home with people I know instead of with a bunch of randos in the rainforest. I can see the benefit for both ways, actually. Like being out in a totally different setting with different sounds and frequencies and smells and stuff to trigger, unusual things in your trip or whatever. But if you're at home, then I feel like you're not really leaving all that day-to-day stuff behind, like you would see stuff that's going to remind you about stuff that you have responsibility for at home, which could hinder, in my opinion, the whole purpose or the effect of having that hallucinogenic kind of outside of your normal everyday mind and body experience to look at something from a completely different point of view. For me, I think I guess I would probably rather not be at home, because I would not want to be, suddenly reminded, oh, I have children and chickens and cats that need to be fed and the laundry and I need to clean this sink. That's what I would be. That shit would be bringing me down. Excuse me, 13 is awesome. Thank you very much. That's so funny. I bet that happened because of leap year. Yeah, maybe. They're too afraid to speak up. Give me a break. Maybe they just don't want to talk about it because it's dumb. Everything about that, maybe it's dumb. I much prefer outside in nature than stuck inside. I agree, Billingtano. Apartment's not so good. Hey, there's Ted. Hi, Ted. Love me some Ted. Scuba Dracula? Did you see? Oh, hey, Scuba Dracula. Good to see you. Scuba Dracula was in Amsterdam. You guys are funny. Oh, you tagged me again, I see. 5 hours? Holy jeepers. 5 hours stream, 4 hour streams. Do you really think I'm gonna watch a 4 hour stream? Do you think I'm gonna do that? Anybody ever seen the miles and miles of greenhouses in Holland? Mind-blowing. G-Song. Hey, G. Ted is short for Theodore. Are you taking your mom home tomorrow, Zach? I was cutting up a whole chicken once high, and I swear that chicken squawked. I mean, did you have to process it? Because when Ted and I dispatched that rooster, we were able to make it squeak like a rubber chicken. It was so bad. Ted was just playing that video for Crumb yesterday, too. It was hella funny. Like the little rubber chickens that make the squeaky sound. You can make a real chicken make the squeaky sound after it's been dispatched. Hey, Luigi. KJV, do you have something shorter than 4 freaking hours? Like, seriously, 5 hours? I don't even stream for that long. And I don't even expect anybody to watch the entire stream that I do, which is like 2 hours or 3 hours. You know? I'm sitting here burning up the time, and then people come and go as they please, but I don't even expect anybody to watch my entire streams that are half as long as yours. You want to show me what I missed? Does it take 5 hours? Great, if you could keep it to like 10 minutes or less, That's about how long my attention span is for things that I have no tolerance for. 10 minutes is generous too, by the way. I can confirm that's actually pretty common while eviscerating a chicken. Yes, Billingtano, right? Yeah. You can make the dead chicken squeak. So yeah, remember this? This is one of these things that was going around. New discovery will change history. And then they put it on this stupid page, Nikola Tesla facts and quotes, right? Nikola Tesla has nothing to do with this. A huge and startling discovery has been made at Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Scientists from the Wyoming State Parks Department were conducting photographic seismic readings below the tower, and they discovered an incredibly large petrified root system below the tower. We have discovered what looks like a giant root system stemming from the base of Devil's Tower. The root system has been measured at 4 miles deep by 7 miles wide. Like, come on. How many times? 4 miles deep? 4 miles deep. They measured the root system at 4 miles deep? Come on, brother. What are they using? Photographic seismic readings. Oops. Spelled it wrong. Look, it's funny. I searched that photographic seismic readings. Like even that term, photographic, taking pictures, seismic is the earth shaking, right? Seismic like earthquake. That term doesn't even make sense. Underground root system was not discovered. How to record earthquake. Then it starts talking about earthquakes. I mean, just talk about just throwing together some random bullshit word salad and then a meme. Like this is messing with you. This is messing with people, and people are falling for it. And it's sad. It's actually sad that people fall for this crap. Can we arrange something for this Friday? Oh, it was 11/11 on 11/11. Oh, I missed it. What do you want to arrange? And what is it you're wanting to tell me? That we live on the moon? You guys, should I give this guy... should I let this guy talk about how he thinks we live on the moon? Do you guys want to hear this nonsense? I'm actually kind of curious. Although, the thing is, though, whenever I talk to these people, they usually flip their lid on me and start screaming and telling me, you know, run by AI. AI's controlling your brain, Karen. You just don't get it because you're being controlled by AI. Sure. Meh. Should we do a poll? Give it a go. He can call in right now. Yeah, but he doesn't want to call in because he's from the UK and I have a US phone number. I would have to do a Zoom call. But we don't live on the moon, though. I agree, Dr. Bass. We don't. I agree. We are on the Earth. The Earth. Did you guys hear that the NASA Ingenuity helicopter found otherworldly wreckage on the surface of Mars? NASA's Ingenuity helicopter completed 72 flights on the surface of Mars. During one flight, its camera captured some spacecraft debris in the red sand. Looking like the work of aliens, the shattered remains were in fact man-made. Took a series of images giving us greater insight into this other world, and in 2022 it captured a remarkable sight. It had stumbled across the wreckage of a spacecraft laying there in the planet's sand, slightly reddened by the contact. Oh my god. Shattered remains of a crashed spacecraft. Reality is, if we find spaceship debris on another planet, it's because we put it there. What the helicopter actually found was part of the landing equipment used to bring Ingenuity down to the surface of the red planet. Right. Look at that, you guys. That's the surface of Mars, brah. Mars. Fascinating. Yeah, that looks great. I'd like to go live there. How about you guys? That looks very inviting. I can see why Elon wants to live there. You would like to hear that one? Been focusing on building my off-grid vision in the far region of northern Ontario. Wow, Scuba Dracula! That's pretty cool. Are you documenting it? Do you have pictures and video and stuff? Because that's pretty cool. Looks perfect for human sentiment. Yeah. You can see why Elon wants to send everybody to Mars, right? They want Earth for themselves, and they want to send you to go live on shitty-ass Mars. That's what's up. I mean, I have some articles up. David Bowie is their life on Mars. On FB. Are we friends on FB? To be honest with you, if we are, I hardly ever see you on Facebook. Facebook just shows me all kinds of retard shit. Like people who think that all men are actually, or all women are men. They think like all the famous women are men, or they think all the mountains are tree stumps, or, you know, whatever other ridiculous crap they like to say all the time. Everyone living under a dome on Devon Island. Remember that project where they had people living in a biodome to like mimic living in Mars, and they all went crazy and started hating each other? And it was like a total disaster. Remember that? Mark brings that up every once in a while on Strange World. It's pretty funny. Any opinion horror story related to the moon? Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, you know the crazy shit people say. I mean, you know, I started, or like they'll share pictures of landscapes and be like melted stuff everywhere, our melted reality. I just started either unfollowing or unfriending people like that on Facebook because it's all that Facebook wants to show me. Probably because when people first started saying all that stuff, or, you know, I used to comment on it and be like, no. And say how ridiculous it was, or ask questions that would get me banned from the meltology groups and all that shit. So now it's like all Facebook wants to show me. It's like, ooh, Karen loves this stuff. She likes to comment on it. So it's like all I ever see. Elon has 16 offspring. Didn't the one guy get charged in that because the one guy slept with his wife? He tried to kill him? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Glad I never touched F-book. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's really bad. Like the degeneracy, the conspiracy degen that goes on Facebook. It's so bad. I feel like now we're starting to come on the other side of that, though. You know, because I see more people saying, oh yeah, I'm separating myself from Flat Earth because it's getting too crazy for me. All this stuff is just too crazy. You know, because it's insanity. So then you actually think we live on a huge globe? The biodome? Let's see. Biosphere 2. That's this one, right? World's largest controlled environment dedicated to understanding the impacts of climate change. No, this is not it. Here we go. Volunteers who lived in a NASA-created Mars replica for over a year have emerged. Oh my goodness, this is a new article. Well, look at that. It's a new article. Well, not super new, but July of 2024. 4 volunteers who spent more than a year living in a 1,700 square foot space created by NASA to simulate the environment on Mars have emerged. The members of the Crew Health and Performance Exploration Analog Mission walked through the door of their habitat at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston on Saturday to a round of applause. Kelly Haston and the other 3 crew members, Anka Celeriu, Ross Brockwell, and Nathan Jones, entered the 3D printed Mars replica on June 25th of 2023. Oh my gosh, they had a new one going this whole time and we didn't know about it? As part of a NASA experiment to observe how humans would fare living on the red planet. The volunteers grew their own vegetables, maintained equipment, participated in so-called Mars walks, and faced stressors that actual space travelers to Mars would experience, including 22-minute communication delays with Earth. The 378-day endeavor was the first of 3 NASA missions the space agency has planned to test how humans would respond to the conditions and challenges of living on Mars, where it says it could send astronauts as soon as the 2030s. Right. NASA's second Chapia mission is scheduled for the spring of 2025, and the third is slated to begin in 2026. After emerging from isolation on Saturday, Chapia science officer Anka Celeriu, what a weird name, reflected on why she and others chose to dedicate themselves to this particular effort. I've been asked many times, why the obsession with Mars? Why go to Mars? Because it's possible. No, it isn't. Because you want to keep the dream alive. It's because you want to keep the delusion alive. Because space can unite and bring out the best in us. Oh, right. This is so retarded. Because it's one defining step that Earthlings will take to light the way into the next centuries. Oh, right. NASA has conducted other isolation experiments before, included simulated journeys through space of roughly 30 days and underwater missions lasting up to 3 weeks at a time. Where was the one that everybody did it and they all came out hating each other, though? This is new. There was one that was done years ago. Was it this one? When Biosphere 2 became a grand experiment in self-isolation. In the 90s, 8 adventurers spent 2 years separated from the rest of the world inside a futuristic greenhouse meant to mimic a spaceship on Earth. On September 26, 1991, 4 men and 4 women in dark blue spacesuits waved goodbye to friends, families, and a bank of television cameras as they stepped through an airtight door to embark on an unprecedented mission. In spite of their Star Trek-styled uniforms, the 8 adventurers did not blast off into outer space, but sealed themselves off from the outside world for 2 years inside Biosphere 2, a 3-acre glass and steel terrarium in the Arizona desert. To test the human capacity for living in isolation in outer space, the 8 biospherians hoped to be entirely self-sufficient by growing their own food and recycling all air, water, and waste. While they could communicate with the outside world by email, telephone, fax for 2 years, there would be no hugs with loved ones, no food deliveries, not even toilet paper. The idea for Biosphere 2, Earth being the first biosphere, emerged from an avant-garde theater and ecological commune known as the Synergists that originated in San Francisco in '67. Oh, shocking. What distinguished this group from other counterculture types is they identified as capitalists. Blah, blah, blah. There are moments of absolute bliss, and if you wanted privacy, you could hide yourself in a number of biomes. Blah, blah, blah. Thanksgiving with a feast of chicken, baked squash, and sweet potato pie, and toasted the winter solstice with red wine. Wintertime cloud cover, however, contributed to crop failures and low oxygen levels that made the eco-explorers feel as they were at an elevation of 14,000 feet. Hummingbirds and honeybees died while ant and cockroach populations exploded. Oh my god! The biospherians lost significant amounts of weight as the long workdays, oxygen depletion, and low-calorie diets made even climbing stairs a daunting challenge. Oh, that sounds horrid! Those setbacks didn't help any group dynamics, which Nelson said was the most difficult part of life inside the bubble. Although biospherians broke into factions, he says it didn't impact their research. What usually happens in small groups is subconsciously they start to sabotage their work and the overall mission, Nelson says, but that never happened because we all fell in love with Biosphere 2, right? Lack of transparency plagued the project. While scientists questioned the validity of Biosphere 2's experiments cast stones in the glass house, the project's public image also suffered from lack of transparency. 2 weeks after entering Biosphere 2, Pointer departed for surgery after severing a fingertip in a rice threshing machine. Months later, it was revealed that she brought along a duffel bag full of equipment upon her return. Then came revelations that a 3-month supply of food had been stockpiled inside Biosphere 2 before the experiment began, that air was being pumped inside, and that its doors had regularly opened to bring in supplies such as seeds, vitamins, and mouse traps. So they weren't even really isolated. It was a complete failure. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's a failure. The pollinators died and the cockroaches and the ants exploded. How disgusting. Anyway. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Maybe what they found on Mars was Elon's roadster that finally made it. Ah, that's so funny. I have a photo album with a few hundred pics of my progress, built everything myself from what was nothing but trees and bush. That is so cool, Scuba Dracula. I would really like to see what you've done. They are pretending to get rid of the New World Order and replace them with new actors. The revolution will not be televised, right? But it'll be live streamed. It would turn into Mad Max in no time up there if it were possible, not like you could police it. No kidding! We can but won't. Can but won't what? Did they have a couple of lovable stoners that stowed away in the dome before it was sealed? The challenge isn't to spend a year in a 1,700 meter squared biodome, but travel for 8 months in a tin can, right? There was one that said that they mimicked a space journey, right? Leave dome after 8 months of isolation. Did you guys even know that they had another experiment, little biodome experiment with NASA people isolated, pretending to live on Mars? Jesus was the alone stoner. Maybe at the bottom on the inside, or there is a plane which divides the sphere? Huh? The biodome experiment where the ISS footage is from, I don't know. Maybe they're filming future Mars mission footage. You know what I mean? Maybe they're filming starting the production of their fake Mars mission footage. That experiment could be more about going and living underground in case of some great cataclysm or whatever, disguised as a Mars mission. I mean... underground on Mars? Boy, nobody's going to freaking Mars. Nobody is going to Mars. Guess who I saw this weekend? That's cool. Law. Dr. Law says you went to go eat at the Bolton's new restaurant. Such a nice place and their food was delicious. The decor and vibe there was awesome. I'm so happy for them. Mount Holly NC on Main Street. Oh, that's cool. We'll have to go check out their place. The Boltons are awesome. You guys know the Boltons? Remember them? Super cool, cute couple. The commercial for their burger, they're the people who run the Boltons, the Smash Burger commercial that Mark Sargent's in. They graduated from a food truck to an actual restaurant, and look what they have there. Because they're into the Squatch like I am. They're fans of the Sasquatch. Because out here in the Carolinas, they know them Sasquatches are real. Tell you what, they know. If you want Mars, then get off your ass and go to the convenience store and grab a Mars bar. I know. Hello, Plain Truth. Good to see you from the UK. The food truck people, yeah. I think it's Bolton's Grill. I think it's just Bolton's Grill. Let me see if I could find it. We should have a meetup. We should do a Flat Earth meetup and go to Bolton's Grill and have it there. Bolton's Curbside Cookery. That's what it's called. And it's new, so it looks like their information is not correct. But, 108 South Main Street, Mount Holly, North Carolina. So right here. In Mount Holly, which is, let's see where it is compared to Charlotte. So here's Charlotte, Mount Holly's right here. So it's a little bit west of Charlotte, northwest of Charlotte. But it's called Bolton's Curbside Cookery. Look at the Squatch in the picture. Oh, I love it. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at their Squatchy. Ooh, that looks good. It's gonna make me hungry. Look at that. It looks cool. Looks good inside. Nice. Nice, you guys. Well done. See, there's what they used to be. They used to go out of this trailer, their food trailer. There you go. Oh, look at the dog looking at the Squatch. That's cute. Anyway, shout out to the Boltons. But let's do a meetup over there. Is FE Pizza still a thing? I think it is, but I think they sold the one that was in, I think it was, I don't know if it was Carson City or Virginia City over there by Reno. But I think they sold it, and now they have a, let me see if I can find it. Now, yeah, Carson City. Yeah, it is still there. FlatEarthPizza.com. See? Flat Earth Pizza is still a thing. But I thought that Shelly and her husband sold it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's there. Flat Earth Pizza. It's coming up as, yeah, Carson City. I thought they did another one. I thought they sold that one and then opened another one. But I'm not sure. I don't remember. Do Boltons keep the trailer? Yeah, I think they still have their trailer. Bring a pen and paper. Yeah, right, buddy. The Smash Squatch, yes. It is a little far for you guys, but for the local people, we could do a meetup there. Squatchy. Has Wolfie6020 verified this compensation mechanism in a plane's gyroscope? It said adjust to Earth's gravity vector? No, that guy's a lying sack of shit. That guy's a lying sack of shit. I like how this KJV guy thinks he's gonna teach me some new shit. Telling me to get a pen and paper and he's doing my homework and shit. You know, if you want somebody to talk to you, come in at them with that condescending, arrogant attitude is not a good way to do it. Like, right away, it puts me on the defensive and it makes me just want to tell you to STFU and GTFO. Kaylondo Brown, shout out. Bob the science guy didn't know about this mechanism yesterday. He must be getting forgetful. What mechanism? I don't even think it's real. They can make up any old BS excuse. Oh, well, there's this highly complicated mechanism with a very special mathematical equation programmed into it, and it compensates for the Earth's curvature. No, it fucking doesn't. There's no curvature. There's nothing to compensate for. Compensates for your bullshit. Compensates for your lack of proof of a globe Earth is what it does. Big trees and Bigfoot. Anyway, I do have a call-in number. It's 704-666-1776. Garlic ice wall crust. Pendulous veins. Yeah. That's right, the pendulous veins. 13th apostle. Come on, buddy. This guy, the description in his video, doing her homework again, for somebody's got to do it. Oh my god, and you have this troll in your chat? Oh my god. Sweet Jesus. Oh my god, you guys. What do you mean the sun and it matches the globe explanation? Think about what? Oh my god, that guy is such a lying sack of shit. Yeah, don't even worry about that guy. Just been to Morocco. FE seems to be more easily accepted system, which accepted maybe because of the Quran's influence. I mean, maybe. Dr. Zach lives in Morocco part-time. That's where he's from. Curious what you guys think about what, MS? Fell 5 times walking home. Jeez. Why haven't Globers come with that evidence before? What do you mean Globers haven't come with evidence before? That's literally what they say about the sun, that we revolve around the sun. Like, they use the sun as their globe explanation all the time. So, Dr. Bass, I don't know what you mean by Globers haven't come with evidence before that the sun... That's like all they say. I mean, like, if you go to these websites and stuff, I did a video on sunspots years ago. And all the information on the sun and the sunspots is them saying, making observations from a heliocentric globalist point of view. I mean, that's why we say the lights in the sky don't define the shape of the Earth. That's why a long time ago, with Flat Earth, we separated those two things a long time ago, right? Because that was the thing. Oh, look, we live on a ball because everything else in the sky is a ball, and this clearly, the Earth is turning, and that's why the sun appears to be going across the sky. I mean, they use that as an excuse for the globe. Like, that's literally their major talking point, is the lights in the sky. It's like the only talking point that the Globers have, because if you start talking about the lack of curvature, or that Earth measures flat, or water measures flat, and sea level, and all that crap, well, then it fails completely. Literally, the only talking point that globe believers have relates to the lights in the sky. That's like that's their only and best evidence. So I don't understand why you say that they don't use that as evidence. That's literally their only evidence. Does anyone have any good, clear videos of NASA making archways in the sky? I was having trouble finding the old ones. What do you mean, archways in the sky? Yeah, I addressed it in my sunspot video. They say that the sunspots are only in the whatchamacallit, that they only happen in the equator of the sun. Yeah, exact. Thank you, Cammy. Literally, that's like that's their key evidence is them using the lights in the sky. Diva says she sees the sun southeast in New Zealand. Isn't the Tropic of Capricorn north of her? Hi, Sue Finelli. I was watching The Wizard of Oz last night and noticed there's what looks like a gyroscope in the Wicked Witch's castle. Really? They even call observing the lights in the sky an experiment. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but so what? Who cares? I already did my sunspot thing and I did it with 3 other people. So when I did my sunspot observations, I had 3 people. I had a guy in the UK, I had a guy in South America, and I had another guy who was in a different location in the US, and all 4 of us took hourly pictures of the sun and the sunspots on the same days at the same times, and we compared them all. You know, you guys act like this is all brand new shit. You know, that's, you know, whatever. I mean, it's good that people are looking at, or, you know, observing the sky and getting to know the sky clock and all that stuff, but it's been done. Just showing the rocket launches going up horizontal and then back down, you know, because Earth's curve and spinning all. Oh, yeah. Claiming FE needs to address it. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, there was a video I was watching the other day. What was I watching where they were talking about because the circle of the sun's path in the southern hemisphere being bigger and wider and longer, that when your vision being, you know, 360 degrees around you, right? You see in a 360 degree sphere around you. That's how your vision works. So then the longer sweep of the sun going over would make the light look, it would, from an observational point, make it look like the sun is setting southeast, or maybe going like this way around you. I mean, it could work. To me, it makes sense. visually, because when you're talking about perspective and light and these extremely long distances and things being at different levels in the sky, it starts to do weird things. Things start to converge at these points, and it observationally looks strange. They rotate and look different, but yeah, and they also rotate at different rates for people in different parts of the world. That was what was really interesting for me, is we would, look at these sunspots. Maybe I should go back and look at all that data and revisit it. But it was a trip because it would not be the same. Like, it doesn't move uniformly for everybody watching the sun and the sunspots, right? Like, it was different rates depending on where you were, which, I mean, that lends itself to a small and local sun, right? If it was far away, if it was millions of miles away, everybody would be seeing the same thing everywhere, all the time, right? Because there'd be no weird perspective or parallax, right? Because it's 93 million miles away, right? Or is it? You're doing Jupiter? All aircrafts prior to 1990s had mechanical compasses, gyros, and artificial horizon. How and what mechanical contraption would compensate for constant downwards curvature during flight? Exactly. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Because then they're like, well, how did planes fly before that? Oh, gee, I don't know. Right? And flight, like, flight as we know it, the first flight was before they even went to space. It was before they even knew Earth was a globe, right? Yet they were flying planes. Allegedly. You want to be a famous explorer like Magellan? Yeah. What kind of rocket launches are you looking for, Scuba? You could just go to any NASA or SpaceX channel and find them. Like, is there a specific type of rocket launch video just showing the rocket launches going up horizontal and then back down? I think the timing of the last experiment correlates with the event that will be their proof of the 24-hour sun. Yeah, it's not 93 million miles away. It's a local sun. I'm pretty sure the sun is a melted brick in the sky. It's a molten melted brick. Can't believe I forgot about Karen on 1111. Just wasted an hour watching a Will Duffy video. Oh my god, Leo Slayer. I don't know why I find that funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. An alleged wobble he's been observing? What do you mean a wobble? Watch this. You want to see something cool about the sun? Watch this. Hold on real quick. I'm going to show you guys some cool video I took of the sun. And I would like to recreate it, but the equatorial mount thing that I was using, I think it died. It doesn't really work anymore. But I took this video. Let me see. And I put it in my Unveiling This Realm intro. Let's see. Put it later in here. Watch this. These videos. After me and Brian are screwing around with my little video cuts of us going to the show. Okay, so this right here. This is time-lapse footage that I took of the sun with an equatorial mount. Okay? And I had the P900 mounted to this equatorial mount, so it was following the sun across the sky. And it took me a few tries to get it to where I could get more than a few seconds, a decent video of the sun traveling across the sky, time-lapse, right, on a camera that's on an equatorial mount following it through the sky. The same way that, like, telescopes and stuff will follow the moon through the sky or the sun. You know, when you see those telescope videos and stuff where it keeps the moon in frame, it's because it's on an equatorial mount, which is aligned to Polaris, by the way. So I had this, I still have it, but I don't know. I have to try it again and see if it'll work. I have to find all the parts to it. But I had this equatorial mount thing. It was like the cheapest version of an equatorial mount I could find at the time. And I focused it on the sun. It took me a while to align it to Polaris, because you have to align it to Polaris. It's meant for using nighttime photography, but I was trying to use it for daytime, right? Because I wanted a time-lapse video of the sun up close, because this is when I was doing all the sunspot stuff. So I took some time using Stellarium and like trial and error to align in the daytime this equatorial mount to Polaris, okay, which you can't do visually. You cannot do it visually. So in daylight, I had to do trial and error, aligning the equatorial mount to Polaris, and then I did time-lapse videos of the sun this day, and it was very difficult to get. But what I got was this. The sun bouncing around in frame. Now, when I was doing this, it was summertime. There was no wind. I used a super extra heavy tripod. It was a special tripod that was made to go with the equatorial mount that I had. And so I zoomed in and focused on the sun, and this is the video I got. The sun literally bounces around in the sky like it's on an electrical circuit. This to me is even way more interesting than the sunspots. And the reason, and this blew my mind when I got this footage, because back when Antonio Subarats was alive and we were all still friends, and we were doing the sunspot, the sun tracking. Remember the sun tracking stuff? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, I know what it was. So we're doing the sun tracking stuff where you get the sheet of paper with the grid on it, and every couple of minutes you have your gnomon in the center, and every couple of minutes you're putting a dot where the very tip of that gnomon is on the sheet. So you're basically measuring the shadow being cast by the sun. I noticed one day when I was doing it, I was sitting out here, and where I was putting my dots, as I put the dots on the paper, the dots were bouncing, right? They were all bouncy, and I was like, look at them. I'm like, why is my stuff all off like this? How come as I'm tracking the sun, it's bouncing up and down, these tiny little minuscule bounces? Then I went and I recorded this video of the sun. The sun fucking bounces around in the sky like it's on an electrical circuit, like it's like, you know how when you see electricity, it's not like a straight line. It's kind of wobbly, zigzaggy. It's all zzz, zzz, you know, like a bolt of lightning, right? It's not exactly a straight line. That's what the sun does. The sun is literally following an electrical circuit. Nobody even cares about this though. This is like, nobody even talks. To me, I found this like infinitely more interesting than the stupid sunspots. Now the sunspots are interesting too, but dude, the sun is not like, this right here, to see this motion of the sun, the earth, what's the earth doing? Is the earth wobbling as it spins? No, the earth is supposed to be doing like a smooth spin, right? When you take time-lapse photo of the stars, I mean, that tells me too that what's driving the stars and what's driving the sun are two different things. It's got to be two different things. Or it's on, I don't know what it is, because look at the stars. The stars go in the circle. When you do time-lapse of the stars make perfect circles. They're not all zigzaggy like that. But the sun is. What's going on with that? I want to know. Nobody talks about that, though. Do some zoom-in time-lapse footage of the sun going across the sky, and let's talk. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
I care about your work with sun a lot. I really loved what you did with the sunspots, but this is the first I've seen of you showing how the sun bounces around. That's super interesting.
It is interesting. It's fascinating. I've tried to show this to people, and they just like, it's like they just check out. You know, they think that, you know, I showed it to my mom, and I was like, look at my star trails, perfect circles, and then look at this of the sun. What's going on here? And my mom's like, well, maybe the earth is wobbling while it's turning. You know, she's like, starts making excuses for it. But it really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, or I can imagine some people trying to bring the atmosphere into the whole thing.
Yeah.
Some sort of atmospheric disturbance. But yeah, knowing that it's a local sun.
But this is with a solar filter too, so it's cutting out 99% of the light, so you just see the disk of the sun. So that reduces the distortion too, right there.
Well, I hope this inspires more people to do more work with the sun. I wonder what Crow would say.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. He's got a good camera, but his rig is a different. He's not looking for that. Maybe I should share that with him so that to see if he can find that with his thing, because his is mostly about like taking high detailed images of the sun, and then he stacks them and processes them so he can get, you know, a few minutes of high res video. But it would be interesting to see if he could record the same movement with the sun. That's probably a good idea.
I bet he'd be interested in that. Although he's not, well, I'm not sure. Is Crow a flat earther? He kind of leans away from it, I think.
He doesn't like labels. He doesn't join groups, so he doesn't say, oh, I'm a flat earther. But he does know that the mainstream explanation of our universe is total nonsense. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the reason I'm calling is kind of off topic. It was off topic till I saw you giving the news about the Boltons and showing Squatchy. Because I've got a Squatchy question for you. What do you think about the recordings that were taken in the 70s by, I want to say Morley? It was something, the guy's name is something like Morley, but up in the Sierra Nevadas. He and a group of guys would go up there every year for hunting in the same spot. They had a hunting camp, and they constantly at night would hear Sasquatches all around them, and they finally brought recording equipment up there and they recorded it in the 70s. And it was proven that the way that there's overlap between what the guys were saying and the Squatch noises, there's no way it could have been faked, especially in the 70s. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about the Sierra sounds?
Yeah, Sierra sounds, exactly, yeah. What do you think about those?
I don't know. They're weird. I mean, it's interesting, but like whenever any sort of vocalizations that I ever heard from Squatches didn't sound like that. It didn't sound anything like that. So, I don't know. But it just could be because it's a different clan, or I don't really know what the context was, but nothing I ever heard ever sounded like that. I can't,
Okay.
it's just sort of one of those things. It's like, gotta take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
The reason that it's in my mind is I I just rewatched one of the films by what's that ex-cop's name that does Missing 411?
Oh, David Pleiades or something?
Yeah, Polides, yeah.
Pleiades. I don't know what the correct name is.
Yeah. I just rewatched one of his early films, and I don't know what to think about his Missing 411 stuff. I know he's trying to sell books and movies. Sometimes I think he tries to force the data to match whatever he's trying to prove in the end. But there was something really out of context with this film that he did, where the last two events that he showed all of a sudden switched to Bigfoot, not missing people. It switches to the Sierra Sounds, and then it switches to this woman who was hunting in Ohio, and she saw a cloaked Bigfoot.
Mhm.
Well, they didn't say Bigfoot, just something cloaked. Like the oh man, my memory sucks today. Oh, what was that movie? Predator.
Predator.
The Predator movie. Yeah.
That's
The
how
way
I
you
describe
think
it.
about-
I've seen that. I've
Okay.
seen a cloaked Bigfoot in front of my own
you have?
eyes in my backyard. Yes.
Oh my god, and it looked like that.
That's how I describe it. I literally use the Predator movie to describe what I saw because it's exactly what it looked like. It was a big bipedal figure where it was weird because it wasn't there. Like you could see through it, but when it moved, you could see the light refracting around it. Just like the Predator movie, that same effect where you see the shape of it and the light is bending on around the edge of it, and like that's literally the only reason that it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that
I
in real
believe-
life. I blew my mind. I asked Cammy. Cammy was standing right next to me, and my eyeballs, I couldn't move. It was like I was like entranced because I was watching this figure move around just inside the wood line, over her shoulder, right in front of my eyeballs, in broad daylight. And I looked at, and I remember saying to Cammy, there's something right there. There's a Bigfoot right there. Oh my God, what am I looking at? It's right there. It's right there. It was crazy.
Yeah, I lean way more towards Bigfoot having something to do with interdimensional stuff, rather than flesh and blood. We just don't know about this species, but it exists with us.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you do too.
Oh yeah. And that's why you can't photograph them, because they can literally make themselves invisible. Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's also interesting to me that when someone has a genuine Bigfoot experience, they're likely to have more.
Yeah.
Which lends itself, I think, to some people. I don't know if they're more in tune. I don't know what it is, but it's the same thing with so-called aliens, which I don't think they're aliens. I think it's the same bleed-through of another realm that Bigfoot is.
Mm-hmm.
But they say the same thing with that. People that swear that they were abducted are likely to keep getting abducted. Or if you don't want to go that far, people that see genuine UFOs, they're likely to see it again.
Yeah.
And the CE5 crap that what's his face does, that PhD guy with the snaky looking face, the UFO guy, he came up with the CE5 protocol.
What are you
So
talking
people
about?
can-
The UFO guy with the snake face? What?
Yeah. I can't think. Oh man, me and the proper nouns today. Sorry, I can't think of his name. But anyway, he's a famous UFO guy, and he came up with a CE5 protocol. So people are literally going out and praying to the sky, basically,
Oh God.
to bring in UFOs. And apparently, tons of people say it actually works. Well, I don't think UFOs are flying around and aliens are flying around just waiting for people to telepathically communicate to them, and then they appear. I think people are messing around with interdimensional stuff, and I think the two are related, is what I'm driving at. Bigfoot and so-called aliens.
Dr. Stephen Greer.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
He is snaky looking. You're not wrong.
Yeah, he drives me crazy. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, that was mainly it. I just wanted to see what you thought about the interdimensional aspect to Bigfoot.
Yeah, there's some sort of, they have definite talents and abilities to work within this realm that we don't, or we have forgotten. I'm not sure which one that is yet.
Now, do you think it's interesting because they have animal-like behavior. So it seems like, yeah, it's interdimensional, but it's an interdimensional animal that bleeds through or can pop in and out, that kind of thing. But it does seem like, I don't know, it seems like more like an animal.
Well, to me, it's like I refer to them as like forest people, because they're like people. They are bipedal, they have faces, they have family structures, they have a language. I've heard them speak it.
Right. Yeah, all that. Yeah, I agree with all that. But the way they crash through forests and stuff is, there's sort of like also a primitive aspect to them, I guess.
Well, they don't live like we do. Like they don't need to build houses and stuff like we do.
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's an interesting mix.
Mm-hmm. It's a very fascinating subject.
Okay, well, that's all I've got.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Later. You said this is a mount you made, effed up world? See, what I'm seeing here, this is atmospheric distortion. It's like wobbly. It's like, did you film this in the summertime? Took an old telescope I got on Craigslist and made an equatorial mount for my camera to mount on. This is filmed with my P1000 on my equatorial mount. This is different. This is different than what I'm seeing. This is atmospheric distortion, in my opinion. And what I'm seeing is not that. Well, and yours is real-time video. I took time-lapse video. So, let's see. See if I can do fast playback speed and see if it looks the same. No, it still doesn't look the same, like the same type of thing going on to me. I feel like this is, I don't know. And a P1000 is a heavier camera. I used a P900 to look at mine. I don't know, I'll have to do it again. I want to do it again, but you know how hard it is to align an equatorial mount to film something in the daytime? Because this is for nighttime photography. Like, see, like you're taking pictures of the moon. Line that shit up in the daytime and look at the sun. Because maybe it's the sun is different from the moon. I know they're both on the similar path, but the sun is clearly a different object than the moon. So maybe it's a key to what's driving it. I don't know. I just don't think that that's because of the mount, though, because the whole day, and I was doing it in the summertime when there was no wind, and I used a super heavy tripod with the P900 and the equatorial mount. It was a heavy setup, so there's no wind. I just don't think that it just doesn't make sense. And plus, I took other video with that mount that didn't have the wobble in it. The only thing that ever showed up that did that is when I did that video of the sun. That's the only time I ever saw that, was the sun. Squatch talk, yeah. I say Bigfoot is Nephilim. I don't think Bigfoot's Nephilism. No, we're not talking about the moon thing. We're talking about something else. The moon moves slower than the sun, and the mount probably doesn't account for that either. I don't know. And the sun is the same for you? I don't watch TikTok, effed up world. I freaking hate TikTok. I hate, with a fiery passion, hate TikTok. I hate it. I hate watching videos vertical like that. And then I hate when people go on YouTube and they film vertical and they put it on YouTube and you have these two big black empty bars on the side. Ugh. I can't watch it. It's unwatchable to me. And I freaking hate TikTok. I'm sorry. I will never have a TikTok account. I can't stand it. Whenever somebody sends a TikTok link and I have to click on it, I mean, I don't have to click on it, but I do click on it. And then there's like all these stupid chicks there with their tits. I hate TikTok. I really hate it. If you do it on YouTube, I'll watch it. Yeah, but see, the mount I got, I made sure that it was okay, that it was well within the limits, that it was able to handle the P9000, the P900. I checked all that weight stuff. It wasn't. I just don't buy that. Especially because, as I mentioned, effed up world, when I was doing the sun tracking and I was tracking the sun shadow and even my dots were bouncing around on the sheet. Oh man, let me see if I can find it right now. So that coupled with the video, to me, makes me think it's not just the mount, because with my own eyes and tracking the sun, I gotta find it now. Now I want to go find all that data and go look through it again. Damn it. Now you got me looking through old shit. I'll have to find it later. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is my sun tracking dot. Look at it. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Blah, 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 blah. It's not a straight line. So why would you be recording the dots not in a straight line if the sun's actually going in a smooth orbit? It doesn't make sense. Look at even camis. Let's see. Look at this one. Even this one. Here. It's down, it's up. It's down, it's up. It's down, it's up. So even here, it's not completely straight. So why would that be going on? Why would you be able to mark those types of movement? Oh my God, please don't send me TikTok videos. I sincerely hate TikTok. So here's another one. Is this the same one? Yeah, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. It's bouncing over here too. Down, 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 blah, blah, blah. So I don't think it's the mount. Because you can track it. Look at these bouncy lines here. This is, you put your one nail in the center and then you're marking where the shadow falls and it's all over the place. It's not a straight line. So to me, like, that's pretty clear. That's from, okay. Let me see if I can find it. Sun track. Let me see. Sun tracking. We are coming up on the This is sun tracking video. Is this the same one? Let me see.
Real time via video at the sun tracking channel. For this, you'll need a sundial. Homemade is fine, and the dimensions of which are up to you. You can also print our protractor. You'll need a gnomon. The taller, the more accurate the reading, and a compass.
So this is how we were doing the sun tracking. Dr. Zach made this protractor, which is basically a sheet that you print out, and it's measured in centimeters, I think, and it tells you, and it gave you basically a graph. So you align this protractor to north and south, right? And then we were tracking the sun's movement. So when you'd have a nail in the center, and where every time where it cast a shadow, every few minutes you would put a mark on the sheet, and that would be tracking, you know, the sun. That's how you track the elevation and the direction of the sun on the with this protractor. So you're sitting there
solely focusing on solar noon
with it aligned to the north, and you're babysitting it, and every couple of minutes you're marking where the end of that shadow goes, right? like this, because we gave everybody the math on how to figure it out.
Your shadow is falling on a level surface. A flat board or plank will help us with this unless your ground happens to be totally flat.
And you had to level it.
The math to figure out the elevation of the sun, but you don't have to worry about that. You can also join our group on Facebook for another way to keep in touch and up to date on sun tracking events. Thanks for your participation.
So, what will the experience
Remember this
for
guy?
people contributing to the sun?
See, this is how old this is. So anyway, I'm not going to play that, but so you take this protractor and you print it out and you put it on a flat board. You align it with north, with magnetic north, right? And then you start putting little dots, sun tracking. And so when we're doing this manually, we're getting these bouncy lines. Then I zoom in, I do this time-lapse video, and it wasn't just one time-lapse video. It was a whole bunch, because I spent like the whole day trying to do it, because it took me so long to get it aligned. So every single video looked the same. They all look the same. So, I don't know. You got some TikTok videos? You can take them TikTok videos and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Let me look at this one. See, that I can tell is the mount bouncing. Because you're adjusting it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is this real time? See, this is real time. I don't know. You make me want to try it again, though. Let's try it again. I'll have to try it again. I have to get that thing out and see if it still works. Because to me, it was just so wild, like up and down. It just didn't make any sense. Because you see the little dot bouncing around here. The sunspot bouncing around. And even when we were recording sunspots, we recorded weird movement with the sun. Like, I mean, I've recorded retrograde movement in the sunspots. If you watch my sunspot video, there's parts of from your perspective, the sunspot spirals around the sun. I mean, this is obviously over the course of a couple weeks. It starts on the outer edge and it spirals around and it goes into the center. And then when it gets to the center and it starts to spiral back out again, it's kind of wild. It's like whenever they get towards the middle, then you start to see this weird, like, retrograde movement. I don't know. The sun does weird stuff. The sun does weird stuff. The sky does weird stuff. It's all good. It'd be cool if we could all have, like, the exact same setup and make observations with the exact same setup so we could, like, compare apples to apples. Of course, that's, like, not really possible, but... Dr. Zach, yeah, decimal Z it is now, yeah. You can graph where the sun doesn't shine and draw a dot. Use a telescope and your smartphone, you will have a lot better luck because of weight ratio. Yeah, but see, this thing, I'm telling you, this mount that I got, it was especially made for the mount. It's the biggest freaking tripod I have. Is it up here? Let me, if it's up here, maybe I'll get it and show it to you guys. Because it's literally this big ass metal tripod. It's a beast. It's not a normal tripod. Can you record in real time then edit that to time lapse? Because how you described it sounded like you were recording in time lapse, like it's a setting. I was recording it in time lapse because it was taking a picture like every 10 seconds. These pictures, my sun videos here, I was doing time lapse. So it was taking a picture and then taking 10 seconds later taking a picture, and at the same time the mount was with the camera following the sun in the sky. So that's what mine was. It was a picture every 10 seconds attached with the camera attached to an equatorial mount that followed the sun through the sky. It will move around like that more as the sun is rising because it's trying to lift the camera also, but after zenith, as it's setting, it should be better because the camera will be working with it. I can't remember. I know I was doing it like in the middle of the day, and I spent a few hours doing it. And each time, all the videos looked the same. Sun movement. Let's see if I've got it here. Here we go. This is not time lapse. And this is with a normal, this is with a normal tripod, not with the heavy tripod. This is a different setup. Let's see. No, that's not it either. Why is that called sun movement? That's not sun movement. That is not the video I was looking for. Oh, this is Eclipse. Old Eclipse. Oh, not old Eclipse. That was the last Eclipse. No. No. Let's see. See, I've archived all this stuff now. I need to go back and find all this stuff again. It's been so long. Not what I'm looking for. Now you're gonna make me start getting into sun stuff again. Sun video. I don't know what I did with it. Whatever. God, it's like I don't have enough stuff to do. I'm still trying to get through video from Flattoberfest. I could barely get it out. And now you guys are distracting me with more sun shit. Stop it. Hey, I think these are is this it? Let me see. Yeah, here's one. See, it goes side to side, up and down. It's just weird. I don't know. Like, I guess it could be the mount, but I just don't think so. I just don't think so because of the sun tracking sheets and because I know that that mount was super heavy and solid and there was no wind that day. There was no wind. It was like the best day for doing stuff. So, I don't know. I guess I gotta try to repeat it. Or maybe I'll send Crow a message and I'll be like, hey, see if you can... What does your raw video look like if you just slap on a filter and then, you know, put the sun in frame and did a time lapse? I need a beast tripod for your night vision. I still think, though, because I'm telling you, though, I can't let go of that idea because of the sun tracking sheets where everybody's line is bumpy. That, to me, says something. Because you're literally measuring the actual shadow from the sun being cast on the paper by a nail that has a pinpoint. You know, we were using nails that have like a super sharp point. It wasn't like a block, like it was a point. You know, a flathead nail, and then the point sticking up, and then that shadow is what I was putting my dot right on the tip of that point. You know? And then that line, when you're tracking the sun, that bounces around. So what's up with that? What's up with that? Karen has a pyramid over the sun with one. Yeah, this was somebody's artwork. This gal, she's a flat earther. She does cool artwork. If we don't live on the moon, then maybe we live on the sun. Yeah, I don't buy that it's the equipment, but I'm willing to do it again to try to make sure. But I'm telling you, the key thing that makes me not want to drop it is the sun tracking sheets with the bumpy tracking lines. Crow would lecture you about the importance of setting up your mount correctly. Hey man, dude, I wish I had documented what I did that day with something else because, dude, I was sweating my ass off because it was hot. It was like summertime here. I was sweating balls standing there under the sun trying to get that stuff lined up. Did you ever capture Bigfoot on camera or did you not chance it too in all your encounters? I've never captured Bigfoot on camera. I have not. But to be honest with you, I also haven't really tried. I've set up game cams. Like I have a game camera and I've set it up in various places. I have never gotten anything weird on the game camera. All of my experiences were firsthand, in person, on my property. The footprint I found was on my property. The times I've heard it talking, my aunt has been here from Colorado and went walking in my woods and she told me she heard a man's voice in the woods. My mom's told me she's heard a man's voice in the woods. And there's nobody back there because I live on 21 acres and the property behind me is like 40 acres of woods owned by a paper company. So there's literally like 50 or 60 acres of woods behind my house. And I've never seen humans back there. I mean, I don't leave my property, but I don't ever see people back. Like, people don't just go walking around in the woods back there. It doesn't happen. Except for the other night when my neighbor shot a deer and he was looking for his deer. That's the first time. But effed up world, you don't understand. the P900 and the mount that I got, the P900 was well under the weight limit for the mount that I got, because usually people use telephoto lens. They'll use like a DSLR camera with a telephoto lens, which those cameras, that kind of setup is way heavier than just the P900 and its lens. So it wasn't beyond the weight capacity of the mount. I'm not an idiot. I know how to read instructions, and I know how to look for weight limits, and I know, like, I looked at all that stuff. And I'm telling you, the fact that we were tracking it on the paper, the bouncy lines of the paper, with your own eyes, there is no mount when you're talking about that. There's no equatorial mount. There is no camera. There is no weight differential. It was just me, the sun, and a piece of paper and a nail. And that showed the movement that I'm showing in the video. So to me, there's something to it. Needs further investigation. They capture a ton of stuff outside thermal in our IR? No. Wouldn't the weight of the camera make it only slip down and not up and down? I agree with you, Dr. Bass. Yes. Like, there are times when I do have the cameras on the mount, on the tripod, and when I try to lock it in place, it only ever goes down because of the weight. You're right. It doesn't go up and down. It goes down. So, I don't know. I'm not convinced it's just the mount. It's going to take a lot to prove that to me. Like, and I don't know that you even track the sun, get a protractor, print out the protractor. Greetings from Antonio. Hello. Let me see if I still have that download. Because I had it on my Google Drive available for download for everybody. Let me see. I'll put a link. Print it out. Track the sun with your eyeballs. Here. Share. Copy link. Right there. If you click on that link, you can download that same protractor sheet. See? This sheet right here. You can download it and you can print it out and you can track yourself. See, they're perfectly concentric circles. And then you put your nail right here in the center, align it to north-south, put your nail in the center, affix it there, glue it, tack it, whatever. Then get yourself a pen and sit there for a day and mark where the end of the shadow goes, right? So if this will be aligned to north, your dots will all be up here, but do it. And then tell me that you don't see the line bouncing around just by tracking it without a mount, without a camera. Okay, let's eliminate the mechanical failures and just do it with this. And then tell me what you think. Seriously. Because I'm not convinced it's just the equipment. Maybe it doesn't happen all the time, or maybe it only happens during certain conditions. I don't know. Do you have the date for the sun bounce? Is there a place to look at other sun trackers that day? No kind of community there is. Well, what do you mean on that day? Hey, Mark Sargent. A software issue in the freeze dryer? It would be interesting to know which zodiac sign the sun was when you filmed that. I wonder if it was Leo. You said summer, which would correlate with the opposite sign of Aquarius. I don't know. I don't know. But it would be interesting to do it at different times of the year. But, yeah, this was during the summer. It might have even been 2017, because that whole sun tracking thing, that was like right before the eclipse, the 2017 eclipse. So I'm pretty sure those videos I took in 2017. I have no idea. I don't know what's up with that mount I have. I need to go back and see if I can get it to work again, or maybe I'll figure out another one. And anybody else who wants to download that protractor and then track the path of the sun with the sun shadow. I mean, it's kind of hard to do now because, you know, it's overcast a lot and you need a clear skies and you need a nice crisp shadow to actually track what it's doing. So maybe this time of year is not the best for it. I know for me it's not. It's all overcast a lot. It's rainy here today. But I think I was doing it, you know, at that time because it was the best conditions to do it. You need that nice bright sun. If you want to track the sun, you need the clear skies and you need it to be bright. And then you got to sweat your ass off out in the sunshine. So I'd like to see if anybody else can get the same results. Let's eliminate the whole possibility of it being, you know, mechanical issues. I just really don't think so because, man, I spent hours that day. Although, you know, maybe it is. I guess it could be, but I just don't think so. Mostly because of the sun tracking sheet. Like I already said like 30 fucking times, so I'll stop saying it. Said I downloaded. They never know where to find down. Usually it'll go to the default is going to a downloads folder or your desktop, Valley. Anyway, oh my gosh, it's almost 1 o'clock. Let me see if I can find anybody else who's got. No, all the sun time-lapse footage is like from NASA or space.com. Nobody's taken videos of it like that. Sunset time-lapse through solar filter. This is not really zoomed in enough though, but it is interesting. Let's see here. Looks like some parts of it you can tell that the equipment moved. Oh, but it's going too fast. Stop moving. Let me play it slower. I mean, it looks like it's doing it a little bit, but this sun is much smaller in the frame than mine was. He moves the actual equipment. But that's interesting, isn't it? That's kind of a cool video. That's the only time lapse I can find with a solar filter. Alright. I'm gonna start boring everybody if I keep looking for dumb shit. Did you hear that NASA is going to send a probe to the sun but want to wait till night so it doesn't burn up? Ha ha ha. If you're gonna do it again, it'd be really cool if your video bounces matched the protractor sheet bounces. That'd be interesting to like set up. Actually, that's a good idea, PK, is if we set up a time lapse of recording the sun with the solar filter, and then at the same time, while that was recording, have the protractor sheet set up facing north with the nail on it, and then doing the sun tracking alongside while the mount is. That would be a really good, that's interesting. That's actually a good idea. Boom. I like this idea. Made me want to try it. How would you be able to tell if it mounts as the protractor sheet bounces, though? I guess, I mean, if you, like recorded, if you would have to have a camera. Let me think about this. How would you record it, though? So you'd have the camera on the mount taking time-lapse of the sun. And then you would have a camera on the protractor sheet also doing time-lapse? But then you would have to start them at the same time. What if they don't take pictures at the same time? Or you would have a camera running straight, watching, recording the protractor sheet, and then the marking of the protractor sheet, and then you would have to like sync them up somehow. I don't know how you would do that. To like definitely see. I have to think about that. How would you sync those up, though, to prove that it was synced up to the... I don't know that you could do it. Left the womb. Well, they do have a timestamp, but here's the problem. The time, when you set the time on the camera, is it the same exact time as the time on the other camera? How that's been set? Or is it off by a few seconds? I don't know. I think it would be very difficult to time-lapse, to sync a time-lapse of the sun with a solar filter to real video. I don't know how you would exactly line that up. I don't know. What's up, old dude? I'm willing to retry it again, though. I have to go dig out all my equipment and try to do it again. But it's the difficult part is lining it up to Polaris in the daytime. Holy shitballs. Or unless I align it to Polaris at night and then leave it there and then don't touch it, and then the next day start using it while it's aligned to Polaris from the night before. That's probably a good way to do it. You could, yeah, well, I feel like I did do it for myself. And the other thing too is like with Crow's stuff, his video is highly processed. Like it's it takes multiple frames and it stacks them and it lines it up like it you know, algorithmically aligns the images one on top of the other to get the sharpest image possible from a series of videos. Mount D's. Maybe we gotta try it again. I wish I had a real observatory. I wish I had access to a real observatory. But yeah, anyway, I think alrighty. Well, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 1 p.m. I hope you all had a wonderful 11/11 coffee talk, chit chat. Something to think about. If you can think about ways to prove or disprove what I was just talking about, how we can sync up those videos and figure out definitively if the sun is moving or if it is the equipment. I don't think it's the equipment, but that's just my opinion. Your pineal has reached Golgotha. A 24-hour observation of what? I would have to go to Alaska. I mean, 24-hour observation of the sun? No hair down there? Oh my god. Hi, Dean. You guys are funny. See you back soon. Planted your fava beans while listening? Nice. Alright. I guess I'll wrap it up. It's 1 p.m. I've been yammering on for plenty, more than enough time today. I got 7 moons of Jupiter. Hey, that's pretty cool, Carl. Yeah, the sun's movement? I don't know. But you don't but what about the sun tracking sheet? What about the sheet where there's no camera involved? It's me, the sun, my eyeballs, and a pen. What about that? What about that? Listen, I'm all about eliminating mechanical failure or mechanical issues with stuff. This is why I'm so against the sun simulator BS, because it would be super easy, I believe, to prove definitively if there's a sun simulator in the sky. It would be obvious. But this, I'm talking about eliminating the camera. Download that sheet, the protractor sheet, put it on a flat surface, like a clipboard or something, align it to north, put your nail in the center, and track that sun shadow, like literally every 2 minutes. Set a timer, 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, put a dot on the paper. Bip, bip, you'll see. Yes, the sun tracking sheet is the hang up for me on this. FAFO. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Coffee Talk and for talking crap and talking about the sun and the moon and whatever else comes our way. And have a wonderful day. Happy 11/11. Cheers. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. There are also links below for Flat Earth merch, and you can send me donations. And I do appreciate all the support. Sincerely, thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about upcoming Flattoberfests and Flat Earth-friendly local meetups. If you are organizing a local Flat Earth meetup, email me at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com with your meetup information to have it listed on the website for free. For everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.